You know, tomorrow is their future. But for me, just another day. They all gather around me. They seem to know my name. We laugh, tell a few jokes after day after. Tell me that you see her. Oh, I hear her voice as the cold winds blow in the sweet music on my radio. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Why, oh, why did she have to leave and go away? Oh, I've been used to having someone to lean on, and I'm lost, baby, I'm lost. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Seen her? Oh, have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Seen her? Oh, she left her kiss upon my lips, a left that break within my heart. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Oh, I see her hand reaching out to me. Only she can set me free. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Why, oh, why did she have to leave and go away? Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been used to having someone to lean on, and I'm lost, baby, I'm lost. Oh, have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Seen her? Oh, as another day comes to an end, I'm looking for a letter or something, anything that you would send. With all the people I know, I'm still a lonely man. You know, it's funny. I thought I had her in the palm of my hand. Tell me, have you seen her? Oh, yeah. Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Have you seen her? Good morning to the world of Web3. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I hope some of you guys got some rest this weekend. Some of you guys got to restart and reboot. It's crazy. We're already at the 5th of December. This year is going to end in a couple of days. This year of 2022, this legendary year, this amazing year, is ending in a couple of days. So what I challenge everybody here who's in this room is to really lock in for the last couple weeks of this year, right? Your 2023 goals. I'm pretty sure everybody has thought of, everybody every year says 2023 goals are next year's goals. I'm going to do this next year. Screw that. Start today. Whatever you want to accomplish in 2023 is not going to magically happen when the clock hits December 1st. I mean, January 1st, right? Start forming those habits and getting to those habits today, right? 2022 has been great for the ENS community. Not so much for the macro environment of crypto as a whole, but for this particular community, 2022 has been great for us. This is the story of 2021 was a story of the PFP. 2022 was a story of ENS and real utility. So
I'm very excited about that. But with that being said, there's a lot of interesting things that happen. There's a lot of things I want to talk about today. There's a lot of things to be discussed today. Thank you guys for being here. And I guess I kind of jump right into it. Vitalik loves making, his articles and things of that nature. And in his long article, um, about what in the Ethereum application ecosystem excites him the most, right? He said identity, including ENS. ENS is one of the things that excites Vitalik the most, but that we knew of, right? It's the very first pinned tweet to the top. That is a segment clipped by 448. So shout out to 448. And he also has the entire original tweet itself from Vitalik right underneath that. So check it out. Right when you have the founder of this entire ecosystem, or one of the co-founders of this entire ecosystem, extremely bullish on what we come here to talk about every single day, it's a very good sign. It's a very good sign for us, at least. Um,
Published on a ENS domain name.
yes, published on the ENS domain name. Yes. Cool. Ron also pinned the whole entire thing to the top as well. Next, breaking news over this past weekend that probably went over a lot of people probably didn't notice, but I did. Elon Musk announces crypto payments on Twitter live on Spaces. He had an interview live on Spaces this weekend, and he announced officially again crypto payments coming to Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no crypto payments without ENS. It's happening. It is literally happening right before our eyes. Right now, in my opinion, this is the calm before the storm. And not just in ENS, but the revolutionary storm of Web3 takeover. It's happening right before our eyes, slowly but surely. Is happening. And you guys could go ahead and play that clip. He talks about regular fiat payments, and he talks about as well bringing crypto payments into a platform and things of that nature. But we all know one of the most basic use cases of ENS is simply to send and receive payments to a human readable name address. So I'm very excited about that as well. 88888 brought for 41 ETH, which is pretty insane. And it's a very bullish signal as well that people are still spending that amount for even a 5-digit, even though that is a very, very lucky and special number. Eight is a symbol of wealth, of money, of abundance. So I'm pretty sure that's a very special number to whoever brought that. Next, this is on a personal note I wanted to share with you guys. This past weekend, I know we talked a lot about AI on the last show, and I took the time to kind of dive into AI and play around with it just a little bit. I made logos with AI. I made AI generated tweets. I made AI generated images, and I played around with the whole little chat system of AI all this morning. To be honest, with that being said, I pinned this article by DCL Blogger that 20 AI tools every human needs to be aware of, guys and girls. Guys and girls, AI technology will outpace human production by a millionfold. And it's not even close. It's not even close. What I want to say right now, I want everybody here to review that thread, because there's something in that thread that you could apply to your life starting right now. Whether it's coming up with more tweets, whether it's creating videos for your TikToks and Instagram, whether it's coming up with captions or whatever it is, it's insane. It's literally insane. Um, I encourage all. And the crazy thing is, the average person right now, outside of crypto Twitter, probably doesn't even know what AI is in the real use cases and potential of this AI tech. So save that tweet or like that tweet and go back to it later, because I guarantee you there's something in that thread that you could apply to your life today. Very good stuff there. And last but not least, I want to talk about this tweet from Matt Higgins. Matt Higgins says, "The energy you're expending trying to bring others along could be spent pushing you further ahead. Most lobbying is out of fear and security validation. The prize of being early comes with the price of being alone, at least for now." Right? We're early. A lot of people won't get the vision. A lot of people won't understand the vision. That's why rooms like this are important because we could come together, congregate, share ideas where we necessarily probably can't with our friends, our family members, our people in our real life jobs who just don't understand it. And we don't have to force it because we have this safe haven here. So, great tweet by Matt. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our co-host Ron. Ron, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, GM Kev, GM everybody. Yeah, I pinned that. I saw 448's tweet. Everyone needs to read that article by Vitalik. And yeah, Gary, I love that it was at vitalik.eth.limo. I love that. And I tell you, it's just great. Vitalik's a very very critical thinker, and he does a good job. Sometimes you hear him talk and stuff, and he just can't even understand what he's saying. But when he writes, he seems, at least a lot of what I've read that he writes is pretty concise, and that's a really good article. Basically, what he likes, he's right there in the pilot seat in crypto, and he's kind of discusses in that article some of the things that he thought that maybe he wasn't right about and what he likes. And there's a big thing about, of course, ENS signing with Ethereum, which I didn't know they called Siwi. That was kind of cute when I was on their call the other day. I think it was NFL Champ or somebody came up and shouted it out. And I jumped on after, I think, Friday's space, and they were on there with, I think, Wallet Connect and signing with Ethereum. So that was good. Gary was on there, obviously. I think he's been kind of helping them. They called him out, for giving us some great ideas. Shocking. No, not shocking to us. But, it was really cool to see that. And I didn't know they called it Siwi. I thought that was kind of, like I say, kind of a cute terminology. But, man, reading Vitalik's just got me more bullish, You always have to be questioning yourself. I always do. I'm not going to lie. I always question everything, rethink my strategies every day, and rethink, are we too much in an echo chamber? Are we just, telling and getting each other excited? And, you got to stop and think. And his article is really good and really is, some practical sense. And like I say, he's a super smart guy. He really understands, probably better than most, if not better than almost anyone in the space, the practicality. And that's something I'm probably going to read 10 times and really dissect. I've already read it once or twice this morning, and I'm gonna just go over that and kind of map it out. Very, very good. Definitely made me more bullish on ENS, and he said it before when he talked about NFTs a couple of weeks ago. He said 70% of the use case right now is ENS. So yeah, it just made me more and more made sense and told me we're in the right space. So yeah, I was excited by that. Definitely, I think it's an absolute must read multiple times and think about that and how it applies to us. I do think we're in the right place, the right time, but we're early. We're still early. We know that. Be smart. We talk about that every day. In unrelated news, we started a pool. We all threw in a maxi, like 16 of us, to choose the winners and of the World Cup. And because of Master, I chose Japan. I also chose Portugal. I think I'm the only one in there with 2, but Japan's up 1-0 on Croatia. So I thought, you know what? It's a year of the upset, man. It might just be Japan. So I got Japan and Portugal, and for some reason I feel better about Japan. So we'll see what happens. They're going to play Brazil or Korea next if they get through this round. So the year of the upset, and it's funny because I even the last World Cup I cared about was in South Africa because my buddy was on the U.S. team and almost scored a goal in the last minute and took us to the next level. But anyway, other than that, I usually don't care about it. But anyway, kind of excited. I watch it at the gym and I watch it. I have a place I go to lunch. They're always airing a team right around there. I think one of them always starts around noon my time. So I go for lunch at the sandwich shop and watch it there. Anyway, kind of a big event that I've never really cared about. But anyway, so hopefully if I win those 16 maxis, it's all it's all due to Master, because his Japan.eth inspired me, and seeing the upsets, and they're a great team. So anyway, we'll see. He probably owns half the other teams, so it probably doesn't matter. But anyway, that's good. And then also in lesser news, we got the 200 people all chose for the rocket ship trip for the ENS Maxis. That's happening. Um, and so that could take whatever that means. That could be happening any minute now. And then it was on a great space, a bunch of great spaces. Last night, in the middle of the night, there was like 4 spaces going on, maybe 5 in my whole timeline. 3 of them were ENS or ENS Maxi related. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And yeah, I was on that space with Elon along with a million other people. I think that actually broke the spaces all weekend. Looks like they've got them fixed, but a lot of the spaces didn't work. But yeah, he definitely said on that space that he was going to do some stuff with crypto payments. So that was exciting. Just shows you how much powerful, when a million people get on a space with Elon and a bunch of other people, that's powerful stuff. I think that is Web3. I think it's moving in that direction. It just shows how everything's changing. We got to be changing. We can't just sit and think that the old ways are gonna work, because they're not, right? I mean, I was born in the days of vinyl records and 8-track tapes. And if you don't know what an 8-track tape is, you don't want to know. But anyway, I think I still have a player somewhere I got when I was a little kid. But anyway, and then it went to CDs, and now it's all streaming, right? No one like even has CDs or anything like that. So everything's changing, right? And we wouldn't have believed when I remember when downloading music, it literally would take all night to illegally download a song when I was first. That was after I was already, we'd already started our internet company, right? So yeah, times are changing. Let's make sure we're leading the charge, and I think we are with ENS. And yeah, look forward to the discussions today, and looking forward to another week of building. So and hustling and whatever it is we do. So yeah, back to you, Kev.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Ron. And hopefully Japan wins or Portugal, so you could scoop up those maxis, man. Uh, cool. Let's go over to Master. Master, the stage is yours, brother. Paging Master. All right. I think Master might be having some technical difficulties. In the meantime, I let's go over to trick shotting. Trick shotting is one of the first people on stage. Trick, I'm happy to have you on ENS updates. How you doing today, man?
Doing well, doing well. Happy Monday to everyone. Start of the week. Yeah, just looking to find some stuff on premium right now, so I'm just kind of looking through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's in the premium game. The premium game is always an interesting one to play, and I feel that, brother. You don't gotta tell us what you're looking for, but just be ready to snipe them when the price is right, of course. Let's go over to Gary Palmer Jr. How you doing today, brother?
Oh my goodness, I am so busy. I can't tell you how busy I am. I am just, and there's like almost nothing I could tell you about like what I'm doing. It's like I'm moving into secret territory, and as things heat up, some people will become less available. Uh, yeah, and there's a lot of things happening on small levels. There's a lot of things happening on big enterprise levels. Um, and yeah, and enterprise levels too. And so I just have my ear to the ground in a lot of different areas. The bear market is for building. I hope people that are here paying attention, can read between the lines in all the different news coverage. We had a great show last night, hanging out with Queen Gwei Drownin' and Gwei Man and Unfolded Life ETH. And yeah, it was great. Just chit chatted about community, building, connecting. layers, making, different circles with different groups of people, and having so many circles that we have a sphere, and having this sphere that encapsulates, the all of Web3, so many circles around us that everybody is a part of multiple Venn diagrams, and it's really fun. It's really cool. Getting excited for tonight's show. We have Metaverse Monday. Going to be exploring Decentraland, driving around Decentraland, and checking out their cool festive spirit with the Decentraland ugly sweater wearable contest. Some maybe we'll get some entries in for that. Super excited, but yeah, the subdomain super domains coming down the pipeline. Magnum.eth had another great thread talking about subdomains. Definitely recommend people give that a read. Super excited about Vitalik's post calling out Ethereum the greatest non-financial application on any blockchain. And it's not just about ENS, right? There's a stack of technology. At the very base, we have EMV as the Ethereum virtual machine. And then EMV is what Ethereum is built on. And then, there's like Ethereum, Solidity, all these different protocols, the graph, Chainlink, and then it goes up the chain all the way to the very top of the stack. The human readable, what is the domain name? What is the identity of the website? User interface, user design, instead of just having, unique random strings of, that only computers could read, we have to have the human readable layer of ENS. But even ENS in that layer is not by itself. You have sign in with Ethereum, Siwi, authentication. It's not just connecting your wallet. It's authenticating your identity. It's a step beyond just connecting your wallet. It's you signing and proving your identity. That's a big deal. But then proof of humanity, POAPs, soulbound tokens, all of these things are connected. And we're highly involved in just this one aspect, right? The ENS aspect. So I think it's wise that we know so much about this area. I also think it's wise that we expand what we know and into those areas of how more things are connected. It's cool, and that's why I love this show, because we talk about how so many things are connected, to each other. It's been really cool. The ENS Queens are rocking. It's like so exciting to see, all of their efforts and what they're doing. Great post from avstn.eth. Definitely recommend people go check that out. Really connected with, what Matt Higgins was saying about the loneliness of building early. And that's one of the reasons I'm in this room every day, connecting with people and doing my best, to create connection with people, is because, we're really early. And like, I've been here really early, right? And it's difficult, to be so early and to hold on and, to have like a long-term vision, not knowing if we're crazy or, if we're, just telling ourselves things that we want to hear. And so it's good to have a community. It's also a risk, right? Because you have a community and you don't want to be in an echo chamber of your own community at the same time. But, with this community and all the people that come in, we have people who challenge us. There's a lot of challenges that we face from other naming protocols, other blockchains, new people that are asking questions, and people are coming together to answer those questions, and they're being challenged with what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, what are the risks. But then and so we need this space to grow and connect. And I've been just really appreciative of what we have. But like I said, it's not going to last forever. And people are building in the background, and I definitely hope you're building in the background, or learning, buying and holding, dollar cost averaging, not your keys, not your coins. Yeah, we could keep on going with all that stuff, but yeah, just really positive, super bullish on the community, and super bullish on the future of humanity because of what we're doing together here. So thanks everybody. Keep it going. And if you want to check out the Central Land with me tonight at Minting Coins Show, definitely DM me or just be on the lookout for the live streaming on whatever social media platform you prefer the most, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch. So we'll be live tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. UTC. Looking forward to it. Talk to you then. Peace.
Yes, sir, Gary. Well, you have to give us a little sneak peek. You said you have super top secret info things that you're building that you can't really talk about. Do you want to give us a sneak peek or give us some slight alpha for being here, being kind of like this mastermind group? Gary?
Okay, so one of the things I was working on today, there's no way I can tell you anything about it just because, you know, NDAs and stuff like that. But, oh man, I just can't. I just can't. Let me think. You're putting me in a rock and a hard space. Like, if I give you anything, you'll have like almost everything. Okay, I'll tell you this, and this is what I'm going to say. I'm building Web3 websites, and I'm building kick-ass Web3 websites, and I'm using HTML, and yeah, that was just to say something, but I can't give you anything. I got these DMs in the background. Don't do it.
That's hilarious. I heard.
Thank you, Gary, for absolutely nothing.
Maybe you got to join the Instant Coins show. Maybe we'll drop it in the members only show.
Cool. Well, I think that's a lot of alpha in itself, right there, right? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, he's building Web3 websites, which is a step forward, right? Which is a step forward in the right direction.
I'll say this too. I'm building entire TLDs, not just websites. I'm building whole TLDs.
There we have it, and there we have it, right? There we have it right there. And I think I kind of got the alpha, but that's good enough right there for us to use our imagination. I want to see if Master's back. Master, Earth to Master. Are you here with us today? Maybe not. All good. Well, Giga King just came on stage with his hand up. I'm gonna go to Giga King real quick, and then we'll go to pass over to OX Pickleball right after.
Hey, what's up, Kev? Thank you. I have a question for the community. It may probably directed at Gary. I think you may be able to answer it, but if anyone could give some input with what you were just saying, Gary, I'm also kind of trying to put together a strategy to build, and there's an unknown to me anyway in terms of Google indexing.eth websites. And what I mean, like back in the days, I had my first website, a .net, in 99, and Google would index or recognize or give authority to .coms over a .net, over a .org. Does anyone know where .eth stands in terms of indexing in Google? I guess it would be with a .limo,
Yeah, they totally 100% index with .limo. You just go to Google right now, type in SITE:/ETH.limo, and that'll show you the Google search results for everything in their index inside the ETH.limo site. So it's site:/ETH.limo, and it's going to show you that all these .limo sites are indexed. And if you do site, if you know there's an emoji string on someone's website, the point is that emojis also rank in Google, and .limo sites also emoji characters and .limo sites rank in Google search as well. So it is SEO'd.
Okay, thanks. I just did that. I'm looking now. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Hey, Gary, just real quick, Gary, I mean, your like profession job even currently is doing SEO, right? So you'll be abreast of any new things that happen in that world, right? I know you got to go to
Yeah,
always go to
and
the conferences and that bullshit. You will know, you'll be able to share that alpha with it as it happens, correct?
yeah, and that alpha is directly, from head of search at Google, as well, just connecting with them and asking them these same questions, and then, talking about this, and if you want like the kind of like the wilder, not conspiracy end of things, um, ENS Labs works with Chainlink Labs, right, on ENS and CCIP. Sergey, co-founder of ENS Labs, is one of the 7 ENS key holders. Eric Schmidt, board of directors of Alphabet, used to be the CEO of Google. He is on the board of directors for Chainlink Labs. So ENS is the Chainlink plus CCIP. Chainlink is the Chainlink Lab. Chainlink Labs is the Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt is the Alphabet. Alphabet is the Google. Google's the Chrome. So bring it on.
Hey, I have another question. I'm sorry. Okay, in terms of these .eth .limos for the end user, okay, let's say I build a site. Does the user have to type in .eth .limo, or if they just type in .eth, the Google will pull up the .limo, or do you suggest like buying, for example, the matching .com, .co, or .io and have it redirect?
I would always buy the matching. If you're actually building something, I would always buy the matching.com. I mean, .com is king in the Web 2 world. .eth is .com in the Web 3 world. Do you have to add the .limo if you're using a Brave browser? No, you don't have to add the .limo. If you're using a browser that has MetaMask, no, you don't have to add the .limo. If you're using if you're using a mobile or if, other stuff, then yeah, you want to add the .limo. The negative part of the Brave and the MetaMask is it strips the ENS name away, but in terms of the user experience, it gets them to where they got to go, and that's what they want.
Okay, thank you.
Definitely. And I do want to see more awareness for Brave browsers and these Web3 browsers. Because me personally, it looks so much more cleaner without the .limo on the Brave browsers. Cool. OX Pickleball, thank you for being very patient. The stage is yours, brother.
Oh no, you want to make sure, Master, are you available? Like I said, I don't want to jump him in.
Oh, I don't Master's probably zoned out. I have no idea what's going on. It's all
Yeah,
good.
nah, thanks for having me. Shout out to you guys, ENS Updates. I'm chilling here with the countdown. If you guys didn't know, I think Ron already said it. We are ready for liftoff, apparently, to the ENX Maxi. So I'm very excited about our community there. And that's what it's all about. If you're not even into the NFP or in the NFT field, it's still the community, guys. Remember, at the end of the day, we're all ENS. And I think that's the fun part. And the fact that I can kind of chime in a little bit with this whole, redirecting with ENS and using they shout out to Stephen Miller down there. I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly because yesterday I kept on saying IPSF and he just kept on laughing at me. But besides that, real use case. I mean, I would never think without this community. Like, this is why the community is so important. There's so many smart minds here. The fact that I was doing something different and it could have been so much easier. I had Wavy came in and was like, hey, why don't you use GitHub and Fleek? And I was so scared of using it. And then after he talked me through it, I was able to redirect my .eth to a .com very easily for free. Obviously, I had to pay for gas, but never in my lifetime. I'm actually a hands-on type guy. I always work hard labor. Doing things in this kind of field is so amazing. So, it was Giga King. Great use case for this and real life example. Solinco.eth. I got their name a couple weeks ago. So when I go Google up Solinco, right, on Google, it just shows up maybe their website. It shows up Dick's Sports, things that they can buy it on. But on the 15th, 16th line, maybe it starts showing off their Twitter, their social media. However, if you go right now to Solinco.eth to search on the search tool, it shows their Twitter account because they changed it to the .eth. Now it's showing up Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It shows up all these important hashtags. So I feel like that's the important use case for all of us. Guys, if you're pitching somebody the .eth, it can transform their whole image, because right now if people just search up Solinco, it just shows up, their website, their .com, stuff like that, maybe articles here and there, but it was almost like zero on the social media. We create that as ENS users, as the community. When we put these hashtag .ens, .eth, whatever, it pops up in that Google algorithm. So hopefully this helps explain it. So I even DM the owner. I was like, hey, you got this name 2 weeks ago. Look at all that web traffic you're getting right now. So I was able to go to the Solinco.eth. I was able to change or reroute using Wavy's literally 10-liner HTML, upload that on GitHub, Fleek. And then now, if you go to Solinco.eth on the web browser or Solinco.eth.limo, it will redirect to their official DNS site. So right now, I just created them a free advertisement off of their assets. So if you're building, just like Gary P said, man, it's all about the community and the fact that this is such a powerful, powerful tool. And each and every day, coming to these spaces, being part of the community helps me become a better Web3er. Is that a word? But besides that, thank you, Stephen Miller, again for changing my pronunciation on IPFS. Shout out to you guys. But like I said, I'm very happy about the ENS Maxis. We're ready for launch. Let's go.
Yo, love the energy, OX pickleball. I just want to reset the room real quick because we haven't reset it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all Web3 market news with a focus on ENS. If you have any questions, comments, anxieties, frustrations, whatever it may be, this space, this stage is open to everybody in the community. With that being said, thank you, Pickleball, for sharing that and expressing that. Love your enthusiasm and energy that you bring to the community. And I hope those words don't fall on deaf ears. Let's go over to Steve, and then we'll go over to Just Shields right after.
GM Kev, good morning, everybody else. Pickleball, I got to put you on blast, my guy. I'm sorry. If you're going to say my name, you better put some damn respect on the name. My name is Stephen Miller.
Oh, I
You
thought that
can
was an F.
no. You can also call me Steve Miller.eth or the Shark.eth. But Steph Miller, oh hell no. No, you got to get that out of here. That's
Yeah,
not on ENS Updates.
dyslexia. My bad, man.
It was all love the other day. I just wanted to make sure you were saying it right. But look, we're all learning here. We're all learning. Look, man, I just wanted to come up on this morning and give you guys a quick heads up. I'm working on an update to the Spaces calendar that I published a little while ago. So V1.3 will be coming out here soon, or it's 1.2. I can't remember, to be completely honest. It's one of the post 1.1 updates. How about that? So we got some new shows that have been popping up that I want to make sure we're featured up on there. So that update's coming. To those of you that are co-hosts, I do apologize in advance. Like, co-hosts are going to have to be struck from that calendar. It's just going to be hosts and the show names and the show times now, because unfortunately I had to make space. We got a lot of great shows that are going on in this community right now. But I don't want anybody to be caught by surprise. I meant no disrespect to the co-hosts, but we've got a lot going on in the community now. I want to make sure we're trying to get as much respect and awareness out there for all the shows that are happening on a consistent basis. But that's my big update for today, guys. Of course, the Shark Tank's back tomorrow at 5 Eastern. But we will also be having news on that show tomorrow. So make sure you post up. Make sure you set a reminder. But otherwise, hope you guys have a great week ahead.
Yes, sir. And just real quick as well, ENS literally has to be the most thriving community in all of Web3 right now. Like, and I don't even think it's close, right? I don't even think it's close. One, it shouldn't be close. There's the most active users on ENS has the most users out of any collection if you go on OpenSea or anything like that. But as far as community members who are building, talking about it, doing spaces, creating content, so forth and so on, it's a very, very active, fruitful It's a sight to see. It's actually a sight to see this, right? And I do want to say this real quick as well. Reddit on the other hand is also, building a pretty powerful NFT community. Just Reddit just hit an all-time high yesterday with 255K avatars are minted yesterday on Reddit with a total of over 3 million total collectible avatar holders on Reddit. Reddit is doing the damn thing as well, right? And I've looked into Reddit. Why is this Reddit phenomenon such a big phenomenon? It's the way they went about it. It's the way that people are collecting and minting and doing whatever the bullshit they're doing on Reddit is because they're doing it seamlessly and flawlessly. They don't even know, half of them don't even know that they're minting NFTs, right? And I think that is something to be researched. That is something every builder in this room should analyze. That's something every person in this room who has an idea, who wants to build something, go take a few seconds looking at how successful Reddit is and taking a page from their book and putting it into your own strategy. But shout out to Reddit because that is huge news they're building right there. So I would say right now, the most active, fruitful communities in all of Web3, I'll probably say it's Reddit, those Reddit guys, and then I will say ENS as well. But with that being said, Just Shields, thank you for being patient, brother. The stage is yours.
Hey, what's up, 5159? How you doing today, man?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to have you on the show.
Absolutely, man. It's always an honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you for hosting the space day in, day out. Special thanks to Ron One and Master for co-hosting it with you, and for getting together the entire ENS community to a morning show, which is the ENS Updates show. And man, we always hear great things about your events. And obviously we host spaces in the evening, and one place that we recommend everyone to go to, where you'll see a lot of good and good information and a lot of legends in the space, is the ENS Updates. And for those who don't know, please feel free to share the room, retweet the space out, because this is the alpha place, 100%. This is where Just Chill started learning a lot of information. And I'm just like everybody else. The objective here is to learn and, if possible, to share, to create awareness for the community. And there are a lot of big individuals in this space. So I just want to say special shout out to you, 5159, for hosting the space. And, thank you. Special shout out to Ron One. Ron, for thank you for sending the ENS Maxis to Just Shills, and for it to being allowing. I was speaking to Flexter, and Flexter was said, "Hey man, you're the 199th person to get your ticket, but the 200 to get on boarded." So I just want to say, it feels good to have the both numbers, like 199 ticket number and the 200 to get in. So I just want to say thank you to the community and appreciate everybody for voting for Just Shields. And that's what I feel like if you have to claim something, it's okay. But if the whole community is getting together to vouch for something, it's on a different level. So I just want to say, um, you know, I'm definitely overwhelmed, and coming from a good place, good heart. And I just want to say thank you to everybody and to the entire community for doing the best you can in every way possible, the right way, the ethical way. Thank you once again, 5019. And I appreciate you, man. Once again, thank you, everybody.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Just Shields. Welcome on board to the rocket ship, right? I think we're gonna pass it to Ron if Ron wants to guide us through what the rocket ship is, what's going to happen, when is this thing taking off. Ron, I see you on the spaces. Please educate us, brother.
Yeah, there's still. I wish I knew more. I mean, it's obviously started. It started before I went to Turkey. They chose 50 people. You had to get on there and kind of petition for yourself, and they chose 50 people to go up on this rocket ship. Some of the most active people in the space, and then they said, "Hey, do you want to have more people? Do you want to?" They let those people vote, those 50, and they all overwhelmingly voted to add another 150 people. So it's just been kind of a process of people who are real active in the community. At one point, one of the wallpapers of one of the particular wallpapers disappeared, and there was a map behind it. of, I believe, the Andromeda constellation or whatever. And then it's just been kind of a fun thing back and forth. And then it got to the end. It got to the end where there was just a handful of tickets, like 22 tickets. And they started kind of giving a few to some of the shows. And then yet last night we got down to, I think there was 5 or 6, and they let yesterday in 0-0s, Fireballs, and Flexters NFL space, they let them give away 3. They got to choose, and I think 0-0 actually had a couple he was able to choose, and then it got down to like 2 left, and I think it was Shabbat realized, we were trying to think who's super active in the community and doesn't have one, and I think it was Shabbat that noticed that was just Shills, and then him and Flexter started going nuts, and the team gave it to him, but he didn't even know. Like I say, he's the only one that was actually 100%. A lot of the last 30 or 40 or 50 were kind of nominated by other members, but Jill Shills had no idea. He was spending the weekend with the fam, and then it came down to, hey, he's the only one that didn't have it, and I think he got like a couple hundred DMs. Where are you? What's going on? So today he was juggling the kids, and we got him sent over one because they had to be between 2,000 and 10,000 ranked, and had to be a certain parameter. So we got him sorted out. But look, I'll just say, I mean, look, there's you don't meet too many people in life that are kind of just overwhelmed. Just everyone loves just Shills. He's got a great, he would be the guy that would give up his ticket for someone else. You know what I mean? If he was on the Titanic and it was going down, I'm sure just Shills would offer his spot in the lifeboat to someone else, because that's the kind of guy he is. So yeah, just overwhelming community support for just Shills, and he kind of walked into a firestorm going, "What the hell's going on?" And anyway, then they tracked it. The people on the Wake and Bake show tracked him down, and we got him sorted, and it's locked and loaded. But nobody knows. It's just kind of a fun thing that's been going on for a month or more now, and no one knows. We think there might be, obviously they've retained the right to change the metadata. So I'm thinking maybe those 200 end up with a special something on the metadata or something. But anyway, yeah, we don't know. We're just all locked in this rocket ship, waiting to find out what's happening. So that's all we know. It could be any minute. They're gonna launch. So that's about all we know.
Love that. And I just want to say one thing. Thank you for the explanation. That was great. Shout out to Just Shills. Just Shills, that is probably one of the best compliments I've heard somebody say about another individual. If this were the Titanic, you would give up your spot to let somebody else live while you sink. Man, that is a huge, huge compliment to say about your personality and your character and who you are, because push come to shove, if we're on the Titanic and there was one boat left, I don't know if I would give that spot up. I'm sorry. But just Shills, shout out to Ron for giving you that compliment. That does not go unnoticed, man. I'm going to reset the room here, ladies and gentlemen. This is ENS Updates. We do this every Monday through Friday at about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things Web3 with a focus in ENS. Any questions, comments, anxieties, frustrations, please feel free to request on stage, come up, let it out. Let's talk about it. No question is a dumb question. This space is open to everybody in the entire community. And I realize some of you guys have gotten shy on us, right? We don't get the requests we used to get to come on and speak, or maybe you guys just got all the info you guys care to get. But with that being said, I'm going to kind of talk about what I discussed in the beginning half of the show for those who were not here, and you guys can come get some of that earlier alpha now. Vitalik made a whole entire article talking about the things that he's most excited about on the Ethereum ecosystem. On a segment of that was the identity ecosystem, which included ENS, signing with Ethereum, POAPs, soulbound tokens, so forth and so on. And he talks about pretty much the concept of identity and why it's important to the ecosystem, why it's beneficial to the ecosystem, and pretty much goes into details on as well as how ENS directly aligns with that. We're talking about the guy who probably is going to go down as one of the single greatest geniuses who has ever walked the planet in 25, 30 years, right? Believe it or not, talking about this exact protocol that we're all bullish on. And why are we bullish on ENS? Let's take a step back. At least why am I bullish on ENS? I'm bullish on ENS because it's the first project that wasn't a rug. It wasn't a rug. There was no rug here. There was no false promises. There was no false hope. It was simply, hey, this is what we do. This is the utility. This is what you could do with this. This is what you could build on top of this. Do you want it or not? And I decided that I do want it. And from there, an amazing community was formed. Cool. Next, Elon Musk announced on Spaces that payments, crypto payments in particularly, are coming to Twitter. Elon Musk had a vision of the X app, which is aka the Everything app, which, in my opinion, he has openly said on video he wants to make something like WeChat, which is basically the Chinese super app that they basically do everything, commerce, chatting, you name it, it's on WeChat. Elon Musk has basically said he wants to do something similar. And I would not be surprised if the course of the next 36 or 48 months, this app begins to look a lot like WeChat, surpassing Instagram, surpassing YouTube, surpassing Facebook, TikTok, so forth and so on. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually becomes the quote unquote super app. It's happening right before our eyes. But I bring that to say this, to take a step back and say crypto payments doesn't exist. Well, ENS doesn't exist without crypto payments and vice versa. One of the basic use cases of ENS, of all of ENS, is easily human readable addresses where you could send and receive payments and NFTs from peer to peer. So you best believe any type of wallet that is installed on Twitter, there will for certainly be ENS integration, what I believe, or at least we'll integrate it ourselves somehow, some way. So that is a very bullish thing right there. That one, Elon Musk has said that multiple times, not once, but at least 2 times. He has went on the Spaces and he said crypto payments and payment systems is coming to Twitter. 88888, a 5-digit ENS name was brought for 52K 41 ETH, which is a very beautiful number in the depths of one of the, what Ron likes to say, the 10,000-mile death march. In the depths of one of the biggest bear markets we experienced in recent years, people are still spending 41 ETH on digits. Whether you like the digits, you hate the digits, or you feel no different about them, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter how you feel, you love them, you hate them. They're not going anywhere. They will continue to print the most liquidity, at least for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. And this is why you don't follow Wells. This is why you don't look at what other people are doing and you have your own strategy. Because Golden Bezos sold all his digits. And I know that put a lot of fear and panic into people in the market. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You don't have the pockets, more than likely. I'm not saying you don't, but more than likely to take a 200 ETH loss by selling all your digits for at a loss, right? So just keep in mind, have your own strategy. Don't go copy trading everybody unless you're certain that that thesis is a correct thesis. Cool. And I talked about this. This is the last thing I'll bring back up, and I'll pass the mic to somebody else. AI. I spent this weekend diving into AI. I spent this morning diving into AI. And I'm going to say this for once again, AI is going to completely revolutionize how we interact with each other, completely revolutionize social media, completely revolutionize productivity and everything in between, right? So I pinned a thread by DCL blog. If you guys scroll through, you'll find it. It's 20 AI tools every human needs to be aware of. And I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're in this room right now, there is a tool there that will be useful to you. Whether you want a tool to help you write Twitter threads, if you want a tool to help you generate random cool images, if you want a tool to create a random cool logo for you, or to ask some type of question, I was mind blown away as I was kind of actively, personally going through and using some of these tools and actually applying some of these tools. Absolutely mind-boggling stuff right there, right? So go in, like that tweet, and I highly recommend everybody here checks out some of those AI tools. Last but not least, the thing I will say before I pass the mic over is from Matt Higgins, who pretty much said, being early comes with being alone. Being early comes with being alone, but that is okay because those who are early get rewarded the most. And when the general population comes in, they'll say everybody who was this early was lucky. But it had nothing to do with luck because, like Ron says again, we were marching in the midst of the snow in this death march. With that being said, I'm going to pass it over to OX Pickleball. The stage is yours, brother.
Funny that you mentioned the AI thing. It's I think we had a little space about that earlier. It's crazy how this is out there for us to use. And I was at the salon talking to my receptionist. She's a young college girl, has no idea about ENS, has no idea about crypto. But I was part of that my AI team, and we were talking about stuff like that. It's like she was working on her term paper. She was stressing out because she has in real life jobs, stuff like that, and deal with boyfriends, blah blah blah. The fact that I gave her, a link to kind of help her write some of her thesis, and I showed her like this is what AI generated, things you can do. It can save you a little bit of time, especially if you have the brains already, and you use AI to kind of help you tweak things. My goodness, she almost cried because she's like, "Why didn't I have this throughout college?" She's a young college student, focusing at she's doing homework literally at the front desk at the salon. So I'm like, let AI help you out with this, And the fact that you mentioned that is like, dude, this is a great way to onboard people into ENS or into Web3. It's like, hey, you start talking about AI, things that kind of relate to them in real life that can help them save time and money. Now he's like, where did you hear this, from? Well, I found out on my ENS community, we're on Twitter Spaces, and she's asking about, like, well, what the hell is that? I never heard of it. And now, she made herself a Twitter account. Now she's looking to get her own ENS. So it leads to so many things. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Kev, because AI is going to help me not think about spelling grammars and doing things that I usually do wrong, according to Stephen Miller, or the shark. But yeah, AI is, I think that's so cool. I started playing around with it, and I think it asked like if you want a caption for a picture, right? I was like, girl in the lake, and it came out with like a couple sentences. It's just like, whoa, it's crazy, amazing caption for Instagram, YouTube. For me, I do a lot of TikTok, other social media stuff, and this is gonna save me so much time, and it's gonna look more professional. So yeah, I'm glad that you shed that light. I'm gonna go check out that article because I only had one website, but if you had a couple one on that post, I'm definitely gonna be using it, guys. I recommend it because it's like it will save you time. It's not gonna take over your life. Maybe it will one day. I'm sure it will, right? But until then, like this can save you so much hassle if you're writing a paper, resume, blah blah blah. Let's go.
It almost makes me feel like great point, OX. It almost makes me feel like papers, all the mundane work, the work that we didn't want to do, the typing, the bullshit, is gone forever. It's literally gone forever. I remember back in undergrad, I had to write 10-page papers, 20-page papers. The bullshit that I'd much rather have been with buddies, having fun, playing games, going out, drinking, whatever it was undergrad kids like to do, as compared to sitting in the dorm room writing a 10-page paper. Literally, you type in the topic on the AI platform, it would write, you say, hey, can you please write this 10-page paper for me? It will spit out a 10-page paper for you. It's that crazy. It's literally that crazy. So it kind of makes me also concerned for the future of humanity in a lot of different ways. I'm not too concerned because I don't think it's necessary. You need to necessarily be able to write a 10-page paper to be successful in this environment. But I guess more concerned as what is human interaction? What is education? What is social media? What are all these things going to look like over the course of the next 20 years? And guess who's back from the dead? Master is back from the dead. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and pass it over to our co-host, Master. Master, the stage is yours, brother.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Sorry for being late because I've been with the dev team on the meeting, argument, quarrel. It was not peace because every day when we are doing something pre-launch, we have to sacrifice a lot of things, and unfortunately, majority of the dev team are still from the Web2 base. They hope a project like we launch it and we settle all the planning, and they deliver all it, and they can launch it on time. But unfortunately, in Web3, we really expect a more flexible, solution. And yeah, we need to collect the feedback from the community, and we need to have a lot of AMA. We need to check with a lot of KOLs to see whether this makes sense, that makes sense, whether or not we need to launch an MVP version, whether or not it makes more sense at the beginning. We just have a small portion on it instead of having all. Because at the beginning, I kind of have a lot of thoughts. We had an interview so that the dev team and the project manager kind of put whatever they heard from me, and they want to make it happen together, which I was okay. But eventually found out that maybe it might make more sense for us to launch a for Red Letter to launch a seasonal greeting card, for people, if we can, make it happen before Christmas, and maybe not, maybe yes. So we had a lot of disagreements, and the dev team insists they want to, deliver the package so that they can end the deal first, so that if you want something additional, we talk about something later. So yeah, we had a not so good and peaceful time just now, and that's how it works. And maybe more and more builders in the Web3 will have similar issues, and that's why it is so important to have a partner level of the CTO to do the dev and coding works. Because if you outsource, there's a risk, because they only care about their incentive part. They want to close the project as soon as possible. Otherwise, they're wasting the people on the project management and stuff. So yeah, that's just a part of it. I think beside this, the rest is so far so good. And yeah, another good news from my side, from China, from this end of the world, is that more and more cities are going to call off, are going to cancel the lockdown policy for COVID, protection, because we see there are some cities, especially for Shanghai today, they have announced that the public places like Disneyland, you don't need a COVID test to come in. In the past, you must need a 48 hours COVID test, COVID, negative test results to come in Disneyland, while you are not allowed to go to any indoor restaurants without a 24, hour, of the COVID negative, proof, which is ridiculous. Right now, it seems that China government can no longer live with the economy, impact by locking people down. Because imagine, you are you are owning you are opening a restaurant. Imagine you are doing some works, and because of COVID, you have to be locked in your own neighborhood, in your own apartment, not allowed to go outside. Then where do your income come from, right? If you come from a country, if you were born in a countryside and you go to the big city and you rent an apartment, and how you're going to pay your rent, right? So lots of people are forced to go back to their hometown because they cannot afford to live in that city, especially after 3 months long time of the lockdown in big cities in China. But the good part is this is going to pass all very soon, because right now, not only these people that they cannot live with that, but most importantly, the government cannot live with that. The impact to business, to economy, is like it's a huge deal, and I don't think it will be recovered very soon, because yeah. But right now, some of the governments, it's new policy. The regional and the centralized governments, it's the news has already making a great impact on the economy, making impact on the stock market, which is a good sign. So maybe unlock is better than unlock, and yeah, I hope there will be no longer such kind of the crazy things happening. We hope we can go back to our normal lives. And yeah, but at the meantime, I'm also always looking for new opportunities and new lives. As you guys may see, I've been submitting the red letter projects and myself, as an application to the A16Z crypto startup school. And yeah, so far they see that there are more than 8,000 applicants, which I'm so exciting for, because that seems fun. That seems fun if we are shortlisted outside of 8,000 candidates. Over they only pick 20, I think, eventually. So if we are selected, that's something incredible, and I think it's also a power from the community, because I see so many people's kind of more than 200 people's retweeted for me, And even it's very funny job. I don't have any bots in my account. And even someone that if they're from the domain community from other China, from some other China domain parties and the community and the friends, we met each other by the what this 11K of the groups. They offered, or they didn't offer, they directly do it. They use their bots to kind of retweet for me. I say, stop this shit. I don't need this thing. I never had a bot on my followers. All my followers, they come from the community. They listen to the space and they see my articles. That's why they retweet and follow me. And stop, they have some shit, bots to retweet and comment on my even on my Twitter. That I really hate. But that's how lots of the Chinese local projects start distributing. The way one is that they will get you a social media account. Step two is maybe they will kind of putting a lot of the fake account to follow you and retweet for you. Looks like you have a lot of followers. But it always happens like a 10,000 followers account post a tweet. There's only one like. You can imagine that, right? It's all the bots, and it doesn't make sense. So I really don't like that. But that also brings some very bad impact to me. They kind of offer, they want to show show the good face to me. They want to show they are good friends to me, so that they show support. But the way they show support makes sense. There's that kind of I use I buy the bots to do something like that, which is a very very bad effect sometimes. So yeah, that's how things happen in China. And I think there are still some more ways to follow up of for me and communicate to this guy. If you guys really like me, do nothing, okay? Leave me alone. That's what kind of message I try to deliver to these guys. And I think by last weekend, there's another ENS, very good names got sold for. I think it was 88888. It's got sold for 41 ETH, a very good one. But I think maybe you can do better, because 588 is a rich number, means 8 means rich, getting rich in Chinese. And 88888, it's a really good gem. And it only costs you $5 a year. And I think the buyer is the previous ones that he want to buy my 9999 dollars. I have 9999. I was listing it for something 100, and the guy tried to approach me, and he said, "Can I get it for 39.40?" I said, "No, sorry. I mean what I list for." And eventually, I didn't expect that the owner of the 8888, he can kind of lower send to him. So the problem, so I mean the way a project, the way it is one thing, but you can stick with it and hold it till it eventually happens is another thing. But always, it is always good. It is always cool to have some liquidity, to cash it out. But the problem, the next question is always what's next. If you don't really need to transfer, you don't really want to make that 41 ETH into the fiat, into the daily money, and pay your rent, pay your bills, then what else you are going to do with it, right? If I'm telling you this is going to make 100 ETH sometime within 3 years, what else investment you can use that 41 ETH to make sure it reaches 100 ETH as a possible, as convincing as what you are doing as with holding one, and compared to the other investment. I don't think there is one. So we should always consider to stay with our capability zone. Don't leave very far, because if you want to say, hey, I buy an NFT, a new project, the art with 41 ETH, I expect it to grow. I expect it to improve and grow to 100 ETH someday. Yeah, maybe it could happen, but that is outside of our capability zone. It's a gamble, right? A banker or dealer, but the casino, the banker always have the advantage. So we are just a nobody but a player. And yeah, I think we should always do what is good, what the odds is in favor of. We should always be on the winning team. So that's why we need this community. We need Kev. We need every single one who is speaking on this space, and we need to listen carefully and see whether or not the whole community is making sense, because that is a proof of whether or not ENS makes sense. There are always different voices in this world, which is okay. If everyone is talking about the same things, then it's very dangerous. But I'm very glad that we can keep this conversation on going on and on and on. It's already been 8 months. It's already been 8 months. I think this one can last more than 8 years. I'm very confident to that. And I'm very, very grateful to participate in this on daily basis, thanks to Kev's diligent works. And as long as you're holding this, I will be here with you guys and share, our thoughts. Thanks so much, guys. I wish you guys a happy Monday. Yeah.
Well, Master, thank you, brother. I'm happy to see that that they're beginning to lift up those restrictions, and all good, man. We know you're consistent as they can be here. So no rush, no worries. Appreciate you coming in and dropping the alpha. I know it's super late for you over there. So yeah, very very good news to hear from Master that they're lightening up and lifting the restrictions. Is crazy. I seen a video on Twitter this past weekend where the Chinese, I don't know if it was government, but they were literally dragging a guy out his house that refused to, I think, take the COVID test or vaccine, whatever it was. They literally came in his house and they dragged him out of his house, which is just brutal, right? So happy to hear Master's okay, man, and we'll keep the show moving right along here, and let's go over to Corona 888.eth, and then we'll go over to our guy Flossin. Corona 888, you there? All right, maybe not, maybe not. Flossin, triple water gun, brother. How you doing today, man?
Man, am I rugged? Please tell me I'm not rugged no more.
No, you're not rugged.
Man, I've been in Twitter jail if y'all didn't know. Like, man, this shit's crazy. So, yeah, no, like I don't know where Verse is today, but he's been talking about like, hey, take advantage of people, right? That you can speak to nowadays. You never know what might happen. They might not be here. Shit, man, I'm preparing for the worst. Right? I'm preparing for my account to go down, me to continue not to be able to access spaces, whatnot. So, just blessed to be here, man. Like, I'm trying to catch up with what's been happening. Since I was put in Twitter jail for a little bit, I kind of been off Twitter since shit just wasn't going right. But man, some good sales are going on, right? Just seeing like, of course, like some I saw Audios the other day sell for 3 ETH. Some digits are selling right. That 8888 that you guys were talking about. So some pretty nice sales. Some unique historic emojis sold. Our guy Diamond Alien buying that. I think that was on the cheap that he got like 1.2 ETH. Just a lot of good things to be bullish on, right? A lot of prominent figures now speaking about ENS. Our guy Matt Higgins keeps kind of hinting at it more and more. There's some other people that I'm realizing that has ties to some other hedge funds. They have their ENS names. I'm finding some CBS reporters. They've been on board into ENS. I mean, there's a lot of people out here on board in ENS that I'm shocked about, right? So ENS is slowly growing, kind of flying on the radar. But that's good, man. We'll be ready for the bull market. Definitely looking for some more plays, right? A lot of people are paper handing some stuff now. Just I guess some people just can't handle the pain, but that's all right. A lot of us can. A lot of us are going to remain here, keep building, keep making friendships, keep strategizing. That's what it's all about. But thanks again, Kev, having the space. Not gonna lie, I was in the DMs with Verge last night. I was worried I wouldn't be able to make it this week, but thank God I woke up. Everything's been fixed. So hopefully it'll remain this way. But I appreciate the space. I look forward to hearing what else everyone else has to say.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Yeah, Verse hit me up earlier in the day. Said he's gonna be he's gonna be late for the space. Guess he has some in real life things to pretty much take care of. So all good. But yeah, I got Triple Water Gun. Thank you for joining us. If you guys don't know, Flossin hosts. If you're into emojis, Flossin hosts an emoji space. Is that Wednesday night? Correct, brother?
Yes, sir. Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern. Hopefully soon I'll be able to start uploading this to like YouTube. It's definitely in the plans. It's got to have a little time, right? Busy with IRL stuff. End of the months are always busy for me, but it's definitely on my agenda. Might tap in with you if I have problems, Kev. That's all good to ask you how to get all this set up properly.
Yeah, it's very easy and simple, right? It's you just create your YouTube account, then you create your Audio Labs account, and in Audio Labs you connect your Audio Labs to your Twitter, and Audio Labs automatically uploads it to your YouTube account seamlessly, flawlessly. It's a very simple process. All you have to do is click one button that says convert, and it will take all your Twitter spaces and will upload them to your YouTube account. And that way your content, because I think Twitter, after 30 days or so, Twitter deletes the space. if you don't download it, right? And we have so many great conversations and so many good conversations, they can't get deleted, right? So I have conversations way back to like this summer that's uploaded on YouTube. And the truth is, I don't re-listen to any of my episodes. I don't re-listen to no episode. I just keep it moving, keep it going. But I do think in like a year or so, I'll probably take the time to step back and listen to some episodes and say, wow, that happened a year ago, or wow, that happened 2 years ago. But I really don't like re-listening to episodes. I just want them there for historical reasons. Go ahead, bro.
No, my bad. Before I forget, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone on stage, like our boy Gary Palmer, right? Bringing back the minting coins. I've been trying to tap in where I can. Listening to that, I don't know if he spoke about today, but definitely, I forget the time, but yeah, I mean, he's doing big things with Web3 domains as well. So I think a new article or something might have just came out. I need to see. I had a notification that a new post is made, so I need to go check and see what that is. But Master, shout out to Master. He's always dropping knowledge bombs. Ron, Ron, man, every time I get on Twitter, that dude's in a space doing something, right? I mean, just leading the way, right? I mean, they're motivating. They motivate me. So many others I haven't named about, right? OX tennis balls. I don't know where he just went. He was up here. Just a lot of motivational people, right? During the bear market. So just shout out to them. I just want to say that real quick before I forgot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the way to do it. Real quick before I probably call this one a day very shortly, I want to get some alpha. But this is not really alpha. Let me not say get some alpha. This is not alpha. This is not alpha. This is not financial advice, and this is not alpha either. This is just what I kind of been thinking. Chat GPT, aka the Open AI platform, on Wednesday, it crossed 1 million. It launched on Wednesday. My bad. It launched on Wednesday. Today, about 9 hours ago, it crossed 1 million users. To me, this is a very clear trend that this thing in itself will outpace Google. If Google doesn't, Google has to create an AI platform to try to compete with this thing because it's too good. It's too freaking good, right? The big boys are going to have to create their own version if they want to compete with this monster that already has 1 million users in what? In 4 days, 3 days, right? So a couple guys like Mafiko and others have been registering AI related ENS names. They put a topic and then AI behind it. I'm not saying this is going to be worth anything, but I went myself and I tried to look up a lot of these names, and majority of like the common names related to AI is already gone. But I still was able to find something. Right, I'm not degenning into it. I only registered about 2 names related to AI, but I think it's worth a shot if just by the trend of where this market is going, I think it's worth the shot because I don't know. I think this thing's going to be huge and as big as giving Google a run for its money. Steve, go ahead, brother.
Kev, I just wanted to ask a quick question because you'd mentioned it almost in passing there, and I wanted to make sure people know about it. Were you using audiolabs.io to upload your spaces to YouTube, or were you using a different protocol?
No, audio. Yep, you got it. Audiolabs.io.
Yeah, that shit is so powerful, and they're working on a lot of other complementary tools people should be aware of. I come from the podcasting world, and like a lot of the tech out there, like because the audio files that Twitter churns out is using this like really antiquated file format, like having the ability to just port everything to YouTube immediately makes everything so much easier. So if you're interested in starting to syndicate your content to YouTube or podcasts, like you really need to try and get on one of those platforms. I think it's Gregarious is also another one that does similar sort of functionality, but yeah, as a content creator, like definitely for those of you out there that are trying to get better at it, like look into those platforms because they're really, really powerful.
Yeah, and it also syndicates it to Spotify as well, YouTube, Spotify, and they're also adding a platform where they will basically take clips of your episode and they'll create video, text related video backgrounds and upload it to TikTok as well.
Yeah,
So
I think the Spotify piece is something they're working on still, but yeah, it is coming, and that's the piece that I've been like looking the most forward to. That's gonna be a game changer for sure.
No, it's there, bro. It's there.
Oh, I thought I was on a wait list for it for a while. I got to go back and check it out.
Well, probably I was one of the first people to use their platform and had got beta access. So maybe they,
Well, I guess that's why you got the crown, dude. That's why you
yeah,
got the crown.
maybe, man. But cool. Last thing I'm gonna say. Any final words for anybody on stage before we pretty much call this one a day? Ron, Master, Gary.
Yeah, great space, and this Japan thing. I don't want to spoil anything because Masters maybe hasn't watched it, but this thing's still going strong. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, great space. Looking forward to getting on it this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just brought up Plane Rocket. The stage is yours, aka ETH Galaxy.
Hey. All right. So there's askai.live if you want to try the open chat tool. Some guy made a front end, askai.live, so you don't need to sign up just to use it.
And that's Alpha. I'm about to ask AI live. All right. And I highly encourage you guys go play with that thing. But cool. Gary, Master, Floss, Steve, any final words before I press end on this space recording?
I think just every day a good day. Happy week. Happy Monday. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah, hope everybody has a great week and hope to see you on Shark Tank tomorrow.
Cool. Ship of Fools. Welcome. Any words?
Hey guys. Wow, Twitter Spaces is really working strange. I didn't even request to speak. I got rugged and I reconnected and here I am. Well, hi guys anyway, that I'm up here and I didn't plan on being up here, but join me tomorrow and my co-host, Miss Marvel for Fool's Cast, and we're going to have our guest is going to be Josh Hernandez, Wizard of Oz. So we'll be talking about projects he's working on and what he has worked on with an in-depth interview. And he'll be talking about what he can say about his latest exciting project, xxx.eth. So that we're excited to have him. Join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, definitely give us a reminder again on tomorrow's spaces.
I will. I'll pin a tweet tomorrow. But have a great day, everybody. Happy Monday.
Yep. Happy Monday. Cool. What a way to start the week off. Happy Monday, everybody. Go about your days. Be safe. Have fun. And 5159 is out. Peace out, y'all.